Hello and welcome to Future Tech interview series. Today I am at JNU campus interacting with Professor Amita Singh, who is chairperson of Special Center for Disaster Research. Welcome ma'am to our program, and it was great that today you have thrown a symposium on disaster management in relation to artificial intelligence. So how artificial intelligence can help in governance and disaster management?
We've been, working on disasters for the last 6 years, and we came across a lot of situations where speed, transparency, accountability, and some fundamental principles of governance were, not seen. And we were wondering that in such a situation of crisis, how do we get these pieces of good governance together so that a better disaster management could occur? And then as we were moving forward, we found that uh, if you are in the midst of a disaster conducting research, then you realize the importance of the smart technology. We use our smartphones. There are early warning systems which are placed everywhere, and then the connectivity of the Sarpancha's office, Panchayati Raj and district headquarters is there, very well done with the community service centers. Hospitals are connected. There are wonderful, medical services programs going on in a number of states. Of course, not everywhere, but in a number of mainstream states. And they all are there, but despite the fact that they are functioning otherwise in normal situations, they are completely disrupted during a disaster. And the fact is that not adequate preparedness has gone there in the background. The coming of artificial intelligence actually finds something out of the box for all of them. That if the algorithm is correct and if there is enough data to predict a situation, forecasting can be clearer, and if forecasting is clearer, there is adequate and ample time for collecting the pieces together and helping and evacuate people.
Ma'am, you told that correct algorithm. We can get correct algorithm from appropriate data. So how the data can be fetched in a country which is such diverse and the data is spread throughout the country
You're
and
right.
it's not managed well?
Yeah, you're right. Of course, data is not enough, and also research is not enough, because without human research, even the data cannot be corroborated. So we will face this deficiency, but we are not thinking of today, we are thinking of times to come. Right now, the artificial intelligence can be used for, uh, understanding the language, number one, because you have to give clearer instructions. It can also be, for the use in early warning system, because they are targeted robotic devices. They are targeted. Artificial intelligence right now is not all encompassing.
Yeah, because it's consists of two parts. One is that IoT, Internet of Thing, and the other one is the machine learning.
Yeah.
There is two separate aspects of it.
Yeah, machine learning comes with age.
Age, yeah,
It comes with age. When there is enough data, it has to go on. But there are a number of devices. If you have targeted artificial intelligence, machine learning can be very quick. There are a number of things, say, for example, dam management.
Right.
Now, there are fixed data, and dam management has enough data within the country itself, with 80 plus dams in Kerala alone. Every year there is enough data which is being put together. But the thing is that no human office is working hard enough to put that data together. So it's not just lack of data, it's also the lack of enthusiasm in the data collection offices, where they don't wish to do data analytics. And data analytics also is an expensive job. So they don't want to put the money. But if you consider the losses which occur due to disasters, and even if 30% of those losses could be prevented, then this investment in data analytics is an extremely important thing. Dam management is one, landslide is another, land land rescue operations is third, traffic management is fourth, fire prevention is fifth. Similarly, a very important thing, there was a paper today that, let's understand the fact that physics is now failing. Right? There was this
The
presentation.
old physics is now failing because even
Yeah.
the law of gravitation is not the same what we studied during our
Absolutely.
school days.
So you know that by Dr. Keshav Sood from Amazon Robotics, he had made a presentation in which he had given some studies on the Musi River in Hyderabad, and he had shown the two models. In one was, the physics simulation,
Right.
and on the other was this artificial intelligence, and you see the difference between the two. The physics was, water was all over, so you evacuate all the cities because there is water all over.
All over.
In the other, it was targeted, streamlined, blue color coming in, so you know that this place is not affected. The water is going through the other side, so you can make arrangement, targeted artificial intelligence, as a result of which you save money.
So accuracy is there and it becomes cheaper. You can say cost effective.
Cost effective, and
Because
someday you have to
it
make
is
a
a
beginning.
nation which
Yeah.
is vast. It has huge population. Although our
Yeah.
GDP and growth rate is good, that's not enough.
Yeah.
So cost effective is the other factor. Or what's your say on that aspect?
See, I'm very particular about the fact that I don't believe that data is less.
Yeah, because
Because-
it's a huge country. Data is
Yeah.
there. We just need to manage it.
We are not even considering indigenous data. The local people are so embedded into local ecology, they can predict things. Now, I'll tell you about, this Uttarakhand Kedarnath tragedy. Now, in 2008, Dainik Jagran had already, Mr. Pant in the Dainik Jagran had already given it on the first page that a major disaster is likely to occur any moment because the pool of water gets collected over there, the glacier melts, and this has to be prevented in some way. And FIRs were lodged against him. He suffered 6 years of crisis, then he went off to Rajasthan, and then he had to change his job. He was there for a media meet, in 2 months ago, and then he shared all the information. The geophysical organization in Hyderabad, he was in touch with them. There were scientists who were saying that yes, we are all with you, but they were not coming out in the open because one of the scientists was fired. And if he had been heard, then definitely that kind of a tragedy wouldn't have occurred. But now I'll combine the two. He had made a prediction. Artificial intelligence could have corroborated that what he's saying is possible. And if it is possible, the water is not going to go this side, but it's going to come from here.
So there could have been an analytical data which could
That
have been
if-
analyzed in this similar fashion,
Yeah, that if
and
some-
the disaster could have been
Absolutely.
avoided. What you want to
And,
say?
and if something like that occurs, they knew where population could have been taken to.
Yeah, sure.
But what they actually did was they shifted the population to exactly the area where the water was coming over. So the water washed away, it was a half an hour tragedy. In half an hour tragedy, 4,000 lives were lost. And the bodies were flowing, into the Ganges till the next 8 days. We were there actually during that period, and that's how from public administration, political science, sociology, administration, we graduated to disaster management because we realized that your discipline ought to be relevant to society. You are not just studying bureaucracy, you're not just studying transparency for the heck of it, accountability just because you have to train students in getting good marks or getting to IAS. You are doing it for the society. And so a large number of us migrated to disaster studies to make our discipline relevant.
Yeah.
It's all about governance, it's all about law, but all this can be done only if you have the right analysis, scanning, and accuracy in what you say. which can be provided to a large extent by artificial intelligence, and we are realizing more and more that that day is not far, we can do that. Especially in forensic sciences, for example, there were dead bodies and DNA testing is taking place months together, nobody is claiming the bodies, who's what, when, how. In forensic sciences, in trafficking during disaster, artificial intelligence, drone, robots, all of them have a huge role to play.
So you can say that future is about artificial intelligence and all futuristic technology. So if we invest on future technologies, we can gain from that. It is a big investment from our perspective.
We need to. Actually, there's no escape. There is no escape to this, and we need to do that. And if we do not do it now, I think tomorrow we may not be even allowed to do that, because big powers are coming up into artificial intelligence, and we lose the race against incorporation of artificial intelligence in our policy structures, because United Nations can pass any law.
Yeah, and
tomorrow.
China has already passed that by 2030 we are going to surpass US in artificial intelligence research. So I think we should be prepared for it.
Absolutely.
And what's your last say on it? That what should be our planning and strategies to meet them?
We should actually immediately bring the social science researchers on disasters together with the Niti Aayog, which is working on artificial intelligence, and see which are the priority areas where this could be incorporated. And we should have packages, small and simple packages, to be applied in a targeted manner to achieve a little objective, which in times to come may combine with the larger objective and will grow. It will automatically grow. But if we do it now, the direction would be set. Otherwise, we lose the direction. We may go into priority 3 instead of priority 1.
True, ma'am. Thanks a lot for your insight and your knowledge on this aspect.
Very grateful to you for thinking about it. Thank you very much.